Hello and good morning everyone, I'm PapaKenn, and this is a little last minute video that I decided to make because yesterday, instead of working on the next episode of Discovering Doctor Who, I had a very long, very tiring day. So I decided to just kind of take the night off and not really worry about working on the video, which is obviously a bit disappointing because that's my usual schedule, but I figured this morning I would make up for it by watching the mini-sodes, the Night and the Doctor videos, and I just give you my thoughts on those. So, yeah, I watched, well, what is it? Bad Night, Good Night, First Night, Last Night, and Up All Night, which has been suggested by several people before, especially the last one, Up All Night. I mean, it was basically, it should have just been a prequel for Closing Time, but I'm glad that they actually didn't include Closing Time as a prequel, because it really just sort of gives away entirely the first joke of the episode, which is the fact that, you know, Craig's not freaking out about being left alone, he's freaking out because he's being left alone with the baby. So, I'm definitely glad they included that. The episode itself is kind of completely useless, in my opinion, because we basically get all of the backstory of what's going on in the episode itself, so yeah, Up All Night, not really necessary. Now, as for Bad Night and Good Night, it was definitely interesting to see. I mean, we don't really get to see what's going on in the Doctor's life, like in the background, as far as, you know, these big parties he's attending, or these big adventures he's attending, but I don't know, it was definitely kind of cool to just see him freaking out about this situation that we really have no idea what's going on. And then the little situation where Amy kills the fly, or what she thought was a fly, who was in fact apparently like a warlord or something like that. Yeah, that was a lot of fun and really cool. But the overarching, like, little mini story having to do with that, which is Amy's is basically how she's freaking out about how her life makes no sense. And then the doctor's explanation for it, which I found that kind of cool, and I wish it was true. That, you know, when you have bad memory, it's not that you have an actual bad memory, your memory is fine, it's that time keeps getting rewritten. I just found that to be really intriguing, and I wish I could use that as an excuse when I forget things, or when my memories completely don't align with the reality. So yeah. Now, as for First Night and Last Night, the names, honestly, were kind of confusing me at first, which, obviously, toward the end, it makes complete sense. It's like, that's their... Well, actually, in the first episode, it makes sense that they mentioned, okay, well, this is the first time he's picking her up for a date, so to speak. And then the last one, when the Doctor and River Song see... Well, the ones from the future see the Doctor, and just that whole little situation, we find out that's the last night, possibly, because as the Doctor says, spoilers, that's the last night that River sees the Doctor before she dies. Well, before the Vashta Narada and the Forest of the Dead and all that. But yeah, I just found it to be pretty fun. You know, these little mini-sodes were a fun little side story. It definitely... I apologize for any noise as I switch hands here. I definitely feel that the fact that there were two doctors on the TARDIS at once negates the logic from the, oh lord, what episode was it? The Girl Who Waited, where, you know, we couldn't have the original Amy and the old Amy, or the young Amy and the old Amy on the TARDIS at the same time. So that was curious, and there have definitely been events where that logic has been called into question as well. Which would be, I guess, sort of little mini-sodes I would consider non-canon. I can't remember what they were called, but they were basically like little comedy skits early this season, I believe. But yeah, these seem to be in canon, so the fact that they kind of broke the logic so soon afterward is kind of annoying, I guess. Or maybe there's different rules for the Doctor, it's hard to say. But yeah, overall, I would say that the first 4 episodes are definitely very enjoyable, and I just overall like them. Whereas Up All Night was just kind of useless as an episode. I didn't feel like it really even deserved to be created. And had it, like I said earlier, had it actually been a prequel to Closing Time, it would have ruined the first joke that we start off with. So, yeah, it just really serves no purpose, and I'm glad it wasn't part of the original broadcast. And I'm part it didn't come before the episode in any form. But anyway, yeah, those are my thoughts on the mini-sodes. I hope you all enjoyed this little mini Discovering Doctor Who episode. And I do promise that I will be coming out with the next Discovering Doctor Who very soon. It's going to be delayed a day, so that will come out tomorrow, which is Thursday. And just to give myself a little time in between episodes, the next episode won't be until Saturday. And I think I'll just go ahead and do, rather than doing the season recap just yet, I'll go ahead and include the upcoming Christmas episode, like the Doctor, the Wardrobe, and the whatever. Anyway, yeah, I'll include that as part of Season 6. And, you know, I'm kind of confused as to how the timeline with this season works anyway, so we'll just go with that. But alright everyone, until tomorrow for the next episode of Discovering Doctor Who, I'm Papa Ken. And, well, I guess you could say, you know, whether or not me holding off on doing the next episode might have, you know, some indications on my thoughts for the next episode, which is the Wedding of River Song. And all I have to say about that is, spoilers. Later.